We have Mike Kingwill here with us, and instead of introducing you, I would like to ask you a little bit if you could tell the audience about you and what you do.
I'm Mike Kingwill. I live in a beautiful country town called Gundagai, which is situated halfway between Sydney and Melbourne. We're an hour and a half from Canberra and 85 k's from Wagga. We're on the Murrumbidgee River and probably got a population of 2,500, maybe 3,500 in our old shire, not the current shire, because we've been merged with Cootamundra Shire. But yeah, great little country town. It's we've got a good little abattoir here at Gundagai that kills lambs exclusively for Coles Supermarket. We've got a great little galvanising works out the road there, which employs quite a few, and tourism is one of our biggest industries, of course, and also just the service industries from the highway, whether it's fast food, fuel, coffee shops, whatever the case may be. And yeah, I'm an active real estate agent working for Ray White Tumut in Gundagai. We've got the Gundagai office here, and it's yeah, all pretty good.
So Mike, I read something at are you still working with your daughter, or?
Yeah, daughter Kait comes back from maternity leave after a third child on the 24th of April. Not that I'm counting the days down, but you can do things on the computer in much quicker than what I can.
Yeah. So so she had a business and like you retired and you come back now?
Yeah, daughter Kait didn't retire. She was self-smart real estate, and I had retired, and or not retired, but got out of the real estate game, I suppose, and supposed to have retired, but there's always something to do. And the opportunity came up to help Kait because she couldn't do it all with three little kids, and then Ray Piper bought Gundagai Real Estate Trent Roll. So Ray Piper owns Ray White Tumut. So that's where we branded over to Ray White, and it's a pretty good fit.
Oh, excellent. So I just want to ask you, so are you local?
Yes, born and bred at Gundagai. I spent a lot of time away, various places like Orange and Dubbo and Narrabri and don't know where else, Merimbula for a couple of years. But yeah, Gundagai is the best out of all those.
Yeah, what's the reason you came back? Was it because you just wanted to come home?
Job opportunities, that's what it was. Yeah, job opportunities, and probably the curse of birth. It's but Gundagai is a lovely town.
Yeah. And how did you get into real estate?
Probably by default. I was a livestock and rural merchandise agent, I suppose, for a private agent, and then worked for Elders around and BPC, and then I started my own business, and I could see there was an opportunity for real estate there. So I had a real estate lady, and it just grew from there. And over the years, someone wanted to buy my livestock and rural merchandise business, and just concentrated on real estate. That's where we are today.
So what would you say we can talk about the Riverina at the end, a little bit more about the market, because we want to cover the real estate, the residential, commercial, maybe the rental as well for people. This is like for people coming into the Riverina, and also people that live there that want to know a little bit more about the opportunities, and you are the expert, so to speak. So yeah, so first of all, who lives in that area, Cootamundra-Gundagai? Like, what is the main demographic you would say?
Oh, pretty good mixture. We've probably got more older people than younger people, but I can see it changing around now. It's Gundagai, as I mentioned before, we've got a good little abattoir here at Gundagai, and they do have a few overseas workers there coming to town now, and they're on 4-year visas, and I can see they absolutely love Gundagai, and they will stay. But there's people that, whether they're Sydney or outskirts of Sydney mainly, there's a few Canberra, there's some from the coast, but they can sell out at those places and get heaps and heaps of money, come to Gundagai and buy a very nice house, and they've got all this cash left over, so they can travel around, become grey nomads in the wintertime, and head north and come back. And being situated where we are, halfway between Sydney and Melbourne, an hour and a half from Canberra, well, they're within a stone's throw of all the all the grandchildren or all their children, and they haven't got the hustle and bustle of the city life.
So anyone that moving from Sydney or Melbourne or any other country or bigger city, if they will look at like the prices, what would you say the price is, the average price or starting point is for maybe a 3-bedroom or
three-bedroom basic home? You'll buy them from about $170,000 to $220,000. You get up in the newer state and you're buying probably 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes. You'll buy them mostly for the $350,000 to $450,000. And you'd buy units sort of from about $200,000 to $245,000, like a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom brick veneer unit. So
wow.
it's and blocks of land in the newer state, they range from $70,000 up to $85,000.
In terms of acreage, what would they go for, like, and what's the smallest one to the biggest one in general?
We've got one coming up for auction very soon. It's 83 acres and we've got a 3-bedroom home on it, a bore, cattle yards, and great aspect and good location situated at Tumbalong, and we expect it to make close to 600,000.
Oh wow, oh, that's good. And also in terms of commercial, do you deal with commercial as well, or do you know anything?
Yes, we do. There's a few buildings vacant in the main street there as we speak, actually, but looking for a Chinese cook. So if you're a Chinese cook anywhere, I've got a Chinese restaurant.
Oh, nice.
But yes, they do trade from, there's been quite a fair bit of activity there at the moment, actually. The old Chinese restaurant has just sold and it was vacant possession, and the picture theatre has just sold too, and haven't heard what's going to happen with that. And but there's been quite a few change hands in the main street at the moment. And Gundagai has got a new main street the last 18 months, and it's arguably one of the best main streets in Australia, and it does look absolutely magnificent. So I can see the whole main street culture changing, and we certainly need more coffee shops and probably a restaurant. But it does look good.
Would that be something that you would recommend as well for people to come and have a look? And also, I was thinking like people that wanted to open a coffee shop, for example, would that be a good opportunity for someone?
That would be a great opportunity for someone, and we actually have got the Niagara Cafe for sale there at the moment too. But certainly come down, spend a night or two, and have a good look around, have a good drive around, make sure they go to the lookouts, and probably have a look at Jugiong on the way through and see what Jugiong's done, because we're the next stepping stone from Jugiong, and with our main street, that I can see that that's what's going to happen here, and we're so accessible to the Hume Highway, and I don't know what the numbers are there for the vehicles a day, but there'll be 13,000 or 14,000 movements a day there, and they're straight off the highway, and they are in town. But, being right on the river, and a lot of history here at Gundagai, so I reckon that it's plenty of upside.
And also, if people would like to come and have a go, or just to rent, or just in general rentals, how are the rentals there, the market for that?
Running very close to 100% of occupancy, but there's not a hell of a lot to choose from. But I personally don't do the rentals, but I sit here next to a girl every day that does them, and just hear what's going on. But there's never ever too many vacant properties around.
So also
if anybody wants,
so
for investors or whatever, it's a good return.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, like for someone that wants to come and invest, and that would really help everyone as well.
Outlay of 200,000 will get you a 3-bedroom home, and you will rent it out at $250 to $280 a week. So cash flow positive, and it's all good.
Oh, that's excellent. So can we talk a little bit about the tourism and the tourism action committee that you are involved with?
Yeah, it's
and where is it? Is it in?
It comes out of council. It's a tourism action committee. We've got an economic development officer. We have a president, and there'd be probably 8 or 10 members there. But we meet every month, or supposedly every month. There comes a Christmas and an Easter and all those things in there. But yeah, good little things we're trying to do. Support a rail trail between Coolac and Tumbalong. Gundagai's halfway between, which hopefully will link up between Tumut and Batlow. Tumbarumba's the first pilot program, Tumbarumba to Rosewood, which opens next month. And you may not be aware, New South Wales have never ever had any rail trails like other states have. So we're a long way behind, but I think it's the wheel is turning and we will get them, and it's a great for tourism. But little things we've done over the years, Gundagai became RV friendly, so a lot of self-contained caravans and motorhomes stay in the short-term parking or the long-term parking here at Gundagai, and once you get them into town they realise what a lovely place it is, and they just keep coming back, and some even buy houses and stay because it's such a lovely spot.
And what is there to do in the area that you would tell people?
Too much work. No, there is heaps to do here in Gundagai. Whether you want to work, there's plenty of work. If you want to get out of bed and work, that's it. Had a fellow here this week. Actually, his son had to stay in Sydney because there was no work for a refrigeration mechanic, and I said, well, what a load of rubbish that actually was, because we are desperate for refrigeration mechanics.
Oh wow.
And, ones that will answer their phone and turn up when they're supposed to, and it's just any of those sorts of things. Any tradies are always get a job, and there's plenty of work, heaps of work. And if you haven't got a trade, well, you do something like you work in the abattoirs or the galvanising plant, or you go to work at the coffee shop, or you do something like that. Get a job at one of the fast food outlets, or get a job at one of the fuel stations. But there's plenty of work, especially if you want to get out of bed.
So Mike, for anyone that would like to move to the Riverina, or just test it out and looking for jobs, or wanted to relocate, what would you say to them?
I would say jump in the car, put the kids and wife or husband in the car, come down for 2 or 3 days and book the accommodation, have a good look around. And we've got great sporting facilities here at Gundagai and or even Cootamundra, and there's plenty of junior sports, whether it's rugby league or soccer or netball, and plenty of senior league or senior soccer or netball, and there's cricket, there's canoeing on the Murrumbidgee, and just have a look at what you're paying in Sydney or where you happen to be and the lifestyle that you've got. Like down here, we still don't have to lock our houses, we don't have to lock our cars, and it's although the police make us, but it's very little crime, and it's just a great place to live. Come down and do a little bit of research first, maybe ring the poor old real estate agent, or have a look on the internet and see what properties are available. But certainly my recommendation would be to buy rather than rent, because it's all dead money with the rental, and once you get in that rental situation and you're paying rent every week, it's very hard to save for a deposit. That's what I always say. But yeah, generally come down, have a good hard look around. You might spend a week travelling around, but much better raising children or living in a country town than living in the city or even the outskirts of the city.
And how can people find you? We're going to put all the details below the video as well, but yeah, where can they find you?
We're at Ray White Gundagai, and it's we're 171 Sheridan Street, Gundagai. So look for the big yellow sign or yellow building, I suppose, and certainly just give us a call on 0457 444 008. Or you could send us an email. It's all on the website there, Ray White, and you'll find us. If you're coming down and want to look at houses, give us at least a day's notice, and preferably 2 days' notice. And you'll love the town. Not many, once they get here, not many ever go back.
That's a good end to the interview. Thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it, and all the best with everything.
No worries. Thanks, Jenny.
All right, bye.